Meet Cash, the newest Vault Hunter, coming soon to Borderlands 4. Coming this week, in fact, if I'm not mistaken. He is a new rogue type character, and he's entirely luck based. So, yeah, I think he might be interesting. We'll see a bit of RNG added to your game. What could go wrong? I'm into it. But without further ado, let's go over briefly all of his skills from the skill tree and what have you. So, yeah, let's start with roll the bones, shall we? Okay. Luck, be a robot. Cash gains increased action skill cooldown. Rate, the more fortune stacks he has, the greater the bonus. Okay, okay. Sweet roll. Cash gains increased max health. Whenever he spawns a bone totem, restore a portion of his max health. Excess health is added as overshield. Okay. Cash gains increased skill damage. Okay, and what we are going to go ahead and play this, even though we really don't have his action skill yet. Okay, fortune skill. Okay. Oh, okay, so these skills coincide for him. But speaking of his action skill, we should probably pick one. So let's go ahead and decide. We have Clearomancy. Charge skill. Cash rolls his bone dice to spawn a bone totem based on the resulting roll that fights with him for a duration. Whenever Cash rolls doubles, spawn a badass version of the bone totem with increased stats. During Windfall, die rolls always result in a unique roll. Tainted Draining Totem. Whenever Cash rolls a dice that isn't unique, spawn a tainted draining totem that deals kinetic lifesteal damage. Motor totem, whenever Cash rolls fours, spawn a motor totem that lobbied projectiles that deal fire potent damage in a large radius. Angry totem, whenever Cash rolls tens, spawn an angry totem that grants Cash increased gun damage over time. Additional totems available via augment. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go with that. We are going to go with that. Okay, let's see. And then for augments, okay, so, oh yeah, we should probably look over what the other ones do while we're here. The other action skill. Okay, draw the card in each hand, pressing fire, aim, throws a card to target under his crosshairs. Each card has a random effect and behaves differently based on which one was drawn, while Windfall is active. Cards have let's see, greatly increased effects. Sleight of hand gained additional action skill duration. Fireball. Card creates a fire nova. When it detonates, Windfall creates a rupture. Okay, magic missile. okay, seems pretty cool. Crossfire. Cash puts away his guns and equips his dual revolvers. While equipped, he automatically fires these weapons, dealing kinetic gun damage to enemies under his crosshairs. While Windfall is active, his dual revolvers gain ricochet chance, Holding the action skill causes fire to end early and refund a portion of the action skill cooldown. Press and hold fire during crossfire to activate burst fire, increasing Cash's fire rate and causing crossfire's duration to drain more quickly. Press and hold aim during crossfire to toggle lock on onto enemies. Press melee during the crossfire to perform a melee attack that knocks Cash and hit target back. Okay, I think I like the Pyromancy the best. Yeah, I think that's going to be my jam. If I'm being honest, I think that's my jam, guy. I think that is my jam. I think that is my jam, guys. Yeah. Could be entirely wrong, but I believe it is. And we reached our first augment, so we're going to put that augment on because I like the idea of that augment. Yeah. Right here it says catches bone totems, gain increased duration. Protect a totem, roll 7 to spawn a protected totem that grants Cash and his ally overshield when it spawns. Catches protected totem, grants him and his allies increased fire rate and reload speed based on how much shields they have. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now, let's go over some other abilities. Charm Bracelet, increased damage. While Windfall is active, Cash gains increased action skill rate and action skill duration, which we know this is his action skill. Okay, Fortune stacks, gain increased Windfall Fortune skill. So those kind of go together type thing. While Windfall is active, bonus fire damage with his gun and action skills. Okay, you know what? We are going to go down this. We are all about that fire. Windfall gains increased duration. Do we have a windfall skill? We do have a windfall skill. Okay. Whenever Cash or one of his bone totems kill an enemy, restore action skill duration with diminishing returns in bone totem health. Okay. An additional augment slot. We can just do that. We can literally just give an additional augment slot, huh? Nah, maybe later. We'll see. Okay. Cash gains increased movement speed for every bone totem. Oh, okay. Whenever Cash activates an action skill, enemies near him and become jinxed. Jinxed enemy take increased damage from our sources. Okay. Okay. And hit bone totem. Okay. Near enemies near him and hit bone totems. Okay. I don't know if that's actually good, but you know, we shall continue. For the sake of stuff, I'm not really sure if I'd want any of these per se, but I feel like I'm just going to go here so we can keep on going down this skill tree. Okay. Chance to critically hit with guns. Whenever Cash critically hits an enemy with guns or action skill, he gains a chance to enter. On the fall, Cash gains increased wonderful duration for every totem. Oh, lifesteal. Oh, okay, and he gained Silver Shield instead. Okay, that's not bad, actually. Cash deals increased gun damage. Okay, the more stacks, the greater the bonus. Okay, enter a fight for your life while he has an active. Instead, gain a free. Oh, oh, Mighty 9. Don't mind if I do. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw that, but if he entered Fight for Your Life while he hadn't the active Bone Totem, instead gain a free second wind, a free clemency charge, and destroy a Bone Totem. The skill has a cooldown. Okay. Okay, I feel like that could be interesting. Whenever one of Cash's Bone Totems die, it had a chance to respawn. The more fortune stacks, the greater the chance. Okay, I feel like we're all about this. But let's go down here. Whenever Cash deals action skill damage to an enemy, that enemy becomes jinxed. Jinxed enemy take increased damage from all sources and deal decreased damage. Cash gain life steal again. Jinxed enemy. Okay. Let's see. Cash's momentum fortune stack count is based on how many active totems he has. Chaos totem. Oh, okay. Whenever Cash rolls his dice, the next card thrown can be any card. Any card, you say. Okay, I believe this is what it's all about. This is basically like a full on roll the dice type build. Cash and his companions deal increased hit damage. This bonus is increased against jinxed enemies. Okay, so I guess we will go ahead and do this so we can see all of these. Okay, Cash gains increased damage from like increased action skill cooldown rate for every enemy he has jinxed. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Whenever Cash kills an enemy, create healing missile centered on the enemy that hone in and heal Cash. Spawn additional healing missiles for every active. Oh, okay, Bone Totem. Cash and his companion can increase melee damage. Whenever Cash's shield breaks, create a fire nova on him, his bone totems, and nearby allies. Ooh, that sounds fun. Cash deals increased gun damage and skill damage, while Windfall is active. Cash gains increased movement damage. Okay, we're just going to do this so we can go down here to the final tree thing. And then on this, I don't think we'd want any of these. So we're just going to, yeah. Okay, and what is this? And then let it ride. Whenever Cash loses the fortunes. Okay, we wouldn't want this. Let's see if we'd want these. Okay. Whenever portion of his health. No, we don't want to sacrifice health. We don't want to freeze enemies. Whenever one of Cash's allies enter fight for your life, or Bone Totem dies, he deals increased. No, we don't care about that really. Okay, and Whenever Cash activates an action skill, he and his bone totem. Okay, see, that's the thing. I feel like these bottom aren't as good as the rest of this tree, if that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, I know it seems crazy, but that's just how I feel, man. Okay, let's see. Call. Okay, then we could do that. I mean, yes, we should. Okay. Okay, so basically this is around what we'd probably go for this skill tree. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think that it's somewhere around what we would go. And we might put the rest in another skill tree because, yes, we still have two more skill trees. I'll try to go a bit faster, okay? And we do still have one more augment. I just forgot, if I'm being honest. Okay. We would probably do something like this for those augments. Okay, so now what we do is we will quickly go through these. I'm going to read some of them, but hover over a lot of them because we have a lot to get through still. Luck of the draw. Okay, so the augment skill for... Okay, so this sleight of hand seems to be the luck of the draw one. We went over these earlier, but I'm hovering over it for a quick refresher. So sleight of hand would be for this. Okay. And then that means we would have to change the augment too. But just for purposes, I'm putting this here. Oh, and before I forget, hit trait. Cash gains fortune skills when he kills enemies and has a chance to enter windfall every time he reloads. Fortune stacks, rather. Okay, okay, okay. Windfall consumes all stacks of fortune for increased skill damage. While Windfall is active, fortune skills act as if Cash had max fortune. Oh, oh, I didn't even read that. That's brilliant. Okay. Cash gains increase reload speed. I mean, yes, I don't know. Cash gains increased shield capacity. Okay. Increased damage. Okay, so this is all about the elements, it looks like. See, elemental damage, elemental chance. Okay, automatically recharge it when... Okay, whenever Cash triggered Windfall while his action skill, cooling down, automatically recharge it. Add acid spray card. Okay, okay. This is all about his cards. Like, do you want to play a game? Let's make a deal type thing. High card, low card, all that jazz type stuff. Whenever Cash would gain a fortune, oh, okay, he gained a chance to add an additional stack. Honestly, this is pretty chill. Okay. Whenever Cash attempts to enter Windfall and fails, he gains a stack of fortune, for like his trouble, I suppose. Cash gains an additional augment slot. Okay. And let's see, double ordnance. Okay, I'll be honest, this skill tree, it looks okay on it there, but I don't know, it doesn't seem to call out to me as much as the other one. Like I said, I'm hovering over them because, it's one of the things that I want to make sure you guys get to see what they do, but This video is going to be long already. Whenever Cash activates his action skill, restore a portion of his health. Oh, okay. Okay, so he seems to be all about overguard, yeah. Seems to be all about overguard, if you will. Okay, stacks up fortune. Okay, so let's see. All fortune skills act as if Cash has a minimum number. Okay, wait, is that good? Whenever Cash enters the windfall, he only consumes half his fortune stacks. Okay, Cash gains increased max fortune stacks. Fortune stacks have decreased chances to enter windfall. Okay. Cash gains increased chances to trigger. Okay, but see, that requires sleight of hand. So it's not like it stacks with the other totems. I mean, other augments. So I'd probably be using the other augments, honestly. So, yeah, but that's just me personally. Okay. Spawn a free grenade on nearby enemy. Okay, see, that's the thing. Spawn a free grenade on nearby enemy, but I think that grenade can damage me, right? I'm pretty sure it can, so I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure I'd risk destroying myself if I'm being perfectly honest. Sleight of hand did not consume charges for a few seconds after activating if windfall is active. Okay, I do like this idea of ball of fire. Whenever Cash activates windfall, he gains sleight of hand charges equal to the number of fortune stacks he had. Add a ball of fire and lightning card that bounces between enemies and deals alternating shock and fire damage to enemies. Every time the card bounces, it swaps its elements. Windfall, whenever the card bounces, it leaves behind the elemental hazard of whichever element it currently attuned to. Okay, that seems pretty cool. If we somehow manage to make it down here, I'd probably go with that. Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. The thing is, in my opinion, these bottom skills are better than these bottom skills. But we do have another skill tree, Chaos Walking. Okay, so let's go ahead. Chaos Walking would be this crossfire action skill. That's what it's all about. So that seems to be all about his own weapons. You know, he pulls out his own weapons, as it were. So, yeah. The faster he's moving, the more health regeneration he gains. He restores his action skill duration. Okay. With diminishing results. Okay, this is interesting. This is interesting. Okay, Cash deals bonus incendiary damage. The higher his fire rate, the greater the bonus. Oh, Ricochet with his weapons. Cash gains additional augment slot. Okay. Whenever Cash kills an enemy with his action skill active, begin Ride to Ruin. Okay. Stack. When his action skill ends, refund action skill cooldown equal to the amount of Ride to Ruin? What? That's pretty cool, honestly. That is pretty cool. Okay. Whenever cash gains a stack of fortune. Okay, so whenever we defeat enemies, we just get stacks of Ride to Ruin, right? And then when our action skill ends, it says action skill. So in theory, we can combine this with the first one, right? Okay, I'm getting excited about the idea of this build so far. Okay, let's go with this. Increase damage from our sources. Wait. Oh, okay. It crossfires, door revolvers are replaced with door shotguns. Windfall. Your door shotguns gain increased pellet count. Okay. Okay. Not bad. So if you want shotguns into the pistols, you could have it. Okay, increase kinetic damage. Yeah, this build seems all about kinetic damage over element damage. I only seem slightly disappointed in that because I am a big fan of elemental damage. Although this seems to do elemental. Whenever Cash deals gun damage, he gains a chance to create a fire nova. The more fortune stacks he had, the greater the bonus. It's high noon. Okay, I feel like I had to say that. Okay. Kinetic damage. Okay. Cash's action skill deal bonus kinetic damage. A portion of all damage Cash is dealt from enemies is converted into overshield. How did that work? As Cash slides, he loses. Oh, okay. See, I don't really do much sliding, so this really isn't going to work for me. Whenever Cash activates Crossfire's burst fire, he gains a chance to enter Windfall. Whenever Cash kills an enemy during Crossfire, enemies have a chance to drop a bone dice that spawns a random bone totem. Oh, okay. And this is a kill skill augment, but it requires crossfire, of course. So yeah, I see it had some synergy with the first one, but yeah. Okay, but I don't think any of these augments seem to be calling to me to go all the way down this skill tree to get enough points to get the augments. So, yeah. Okay, so in my opinion, I view this as like the strongest tree. This is just my opinion. Maybe it's more my style than the strongest, if I'm being honest, but I'm gonna call this the strongest, this second strongest, and in my opinion, this is the weakest, but it probably is the strongest, and I'm just being weird because it's not my play style. Okay, so I think this Roll the Bones is probably like fully, if you want to get like the full RNG experience from Cash, I feel like Roll the Bones and maybe Luck of the Draw is the way to go. But if you want to go for Gunslinger, then, Chaos Walking is probably your way to go. So, yeah, with that in mind, what do you think of you guys going primarily? Are you gonna do like I'm probably gonna do, go mostly Roll the Bones with a little bit of Luck to Draw, all roll the bones, all Luck of the Draw, or all chaos walking, because all chaos walking could be interesting. Like I said, a typical gunslinger isn't a bad thing. Seems very powerful. They seem to go well together, these skills. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.